Welcome to Right Way Politics. We do politics the right way, the winning way, and we leave the left way behind, and it is a Bud Light extravaganza in politics this week. Hi, this is Brian Kirwin, noted Virginia, often quoted in the mainstream media, but boy, Bud Light has been the story for a full week. But I think everybody's missing out the story when it comes to Bud Light and the whole story of what it really means. And I think everybody's missed it so far. And let's just recap. We have the Vice President of Marketing for Bud Light, Alyssa Heinerscheid, who did an interview in a podcast talking about transforming the Bud Light brand. And she made a few comments. Here's what she said.
So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor, and it was really important that we had another approach. So
what did that mean? That means the new Bud Light spokesperson for beer drinkers across America is transgender Dylan Mulvaney, a brand influencer. To say a controversy broke out would be an amazing understatement, but what happened? A week later, after boycotts and criticisms from across America, Coors stock apparently goes up 9% after the backlash to the Dylan Mulvaney campaign, transgender social media influencer. So what happened? It was the Kid Rock video that really kickstarted this. We'll play a little bit of it here.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
And Kid Rock went further than that in a part that I will not rebroadcast on this podcast, but he basically said, F Bud Light and F Anheuser-Busch and have a good day. Was going to keep the have a good day thing, but I figured, we'll keep this family friendly. And but I think the analysis, and I've been watching for a week, and I've been watching the political analysis, and I got a different take than what most people have. The Bud Light controversy has nothing to do with transgenderism. I'll say it again. The Bud Light controversy has nothing to do with transgenderism. And this is part of the things that I saw going back to 2015 when I saw the Trump campaign begin to catch fire because mainstream America started to get fed up. And I'll go back to 2015. I was one of the few people who saw the Trump candidacy and took it seriously. I had many, many friends on my side of the aisle, on the Republican side of the aisle, that said, well, Trump has a ceiling. Trump he'll only get 10%. He'll only get 15%. He'll only get 25%. He'll never win a primary. He's only going to win this primary. He won't win Super Tuesday. Constantly setting a low bar from him and not seeing what I was seeing on the ground, which was that mainstream America was getting fed up about something. I think they were getting fed up about getting the shaft when rich people on Wall Street were getting bailouts during the big, giant real estate crash and recession. And I thought that sowed the seeds of everything from Brexit to Trump. I'm seeing a kind of a similar thing but it's not necessarily on the anti-elitism, although that's part of it. I think people are sick of being lectured to. And I think this is what it is. I mean, you're getting people who don't drink Bud Light, that don't have any interest at all at drinking Bud Light, boycotting a beer they don't even drink. This is starting to give them a voice. This is a voice to the voiceless. And this is what I'm seeing. And I'll make it very plain. People are sick of getting lectured to. When they see a football game or a basketball game, they're sick of seeing political messages. They're sick of being told that they're not good enough. They're sick of being told that the problems in our country are their fault. They're sick of going to the movies and being lectured to and preached to about a liberal agenda that they don't agree with. They don't want to turn on the television and watch a TV show that's going to lecture them about how bad they are and how bad their country is. They don't want to send their kids to school and have the kids read pornography in their school library that they never consented to. And now the most basic, simple American thing you could do, you can't even relax with a beer at home without having to be lectured to by the left. And I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think this is the time when America says, if I can't even sit down and have a beer in my own house without it having some left-wing political meaning, then enough is enough is enough. And I want to take my life back. You want to talk about what's make America great again? The ability to see a movie, watch a game, watch a TV show, have a beer, and send your kids to school without having to be lectured to and preached to by the left, and have a political agenda in every little ounce of life. And I think this is what's motivating this big controversy about Bud Light, which I think has very little to do with Bud Light and very little to do with the transgenderism, and everything to do with a giant chunk of America saying, I'm sick of being lectured to. Enough is enough. And you're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it when Disney executives say they want to sneak in their woke agenda into cartoons. You see it with advertising now, and you see this with every facet of life where you can't escape left-wing politics. It's in school, it's in a restaurant, it's in a theater, it's now in your home refrigerator. And I think this is the backlash that has been building for quite some time. And I think people are finally saying, I'd like to have a beer in peace and quiet without having some effete elite lecture to me. And I think there's backlash potential here. And I think we're seeing it in the first week. I don't think it's going away. And I think this could set the agenda for as high as the presidential contest going into next year, which is a bunch of Americans saying, shut up, stop lecturing to me. I don't want to hear it anymore. This is Brian Kirwin with Right Way Politics, and we hope you find your way back to Right Way Politics, where we set the agenda, we win campaigns, and we move forward and cut through the malarkey, as Joe Biden would say, of the mainstream media. See you soon.